All right, man. So the Chicago Bears traded Justin Fields, excuse me, for a 6th round draft pick that can conditionally change to a 4th round draft pick. Okay. So they chose like they choosing to stick with and draft Caleb. Um, what was his name? Caleb Williams. That's who they want to draft. Um, uh, so I mean, with Justin Fields, people got to remember that wasn't his. That's not the regime who drafted Justin Fields. That's what people got to remember. They did not draft Justin Fields. The previous regime did. Um, uh, so that's one thing that people got to remember. He didn't have a winning record. Now they never had stability at the quarterback in Chicago. And check out the NFC North playlist, by the way. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. They just started getting the offensive line together. Didn't give him a lot of weapons. I mean, DJ Moore is a good number 2. I don't look at him as a number 1 receiver. He's a really, really good elite number 2 receiver. And didn't give him much to really work with. But then people could point down to Houston what CJ Stroud did, and with Tank Dell and Nico Collins, who wasn't really known as a number 1 guy before this year. We knew, being Michigan fans, he had a lot of talent, but he wasn't looked at as the number 1 guy out there. So, um, but um, but yeah, uh, but that's what they chose to go, and didn't really get much for. They didn't really get much for Justin Fields neither. You know, a pick, a 6 that can turn into a 4th. Um, so they didn't really, but Chicago ain't had the greatest history. Um, yeah, they ain't had the greatest history with wide receivers. I mean, with quarterbacks. They really never had elite quarterbacks. Statistically, the greatest elite quarterback they had was Jay Cutler, and had Jay Cutler not got injured in the NFC Championship game, they probably would have went to the Super Bowl. Rex Grossman, that defense dragged them to the Super Bowl that year. So this they'll be looking to find their elite franchise quarterback, and I don't know if it's the organization, I don't know if it's the wind out of Chicago or what's ever in the water in Chicago, but quarterbacks just simply haven't statistically thrived in that organization. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they just haven't thrived in that organization. So I mean, that is what it is. But we'll see what Caleb Williams did. I know he had the Lions number and Justin Fields, on how athletic he was, and we'll see what he'll do in Pittsburgh. They traded Deontay Johnson. They got George Pickens. I want to say they got somebody else over there, receiver as well too. They got the tight end. I like him a lot as well too. So we'll simply see what happens. We'll simply see what happens with with Justin Fields, but now it look like it's the Caleb Williams show. I think he's from DC. I'm from the Maryland area, so he's used to being he's used to playing in the cold, so that shouldn't be a problem. I didn't know he wasn't that big, pause. As far as I didn't know he was so small. Let's see. Um, kind of a diva. There were some things going out there, and I'm not here to rip on his character from DC to be exact. So yeah, there are some things about his character. Kind of when the USC scored like a touchdown in a bowl game, and they said, "Well, we could be a real team right now. We're a real team. We're a real team. We finally could be a real team." And I was just looking at them saying that, and I'm like, "What do that mean?" So when you get that much success in the NIL, you a millionaire already. You know, Jay-Z had this famous line on the famous, his legendary Reasonable Doubt album. He said, "My mind was fine until the dough hit it. Told me that the mo did it." And that's real spill. Everybody, oh, you're arrogant, you're cocky, you're this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? When you get some money, everybody, you just gotta learn. Life is gonna humble you. Life will humble that young man. It will, and you hope he learned the lesson sooner than later before it's too late. You know. So if he's really, divish, arrogant, and some of these things are just straight up lies. But that's kind of what happened with RG3. That's what happened with RG3 in Washington. Dan Snyder wanted him, the former owner at the time. He wanted him. You know, went over to Shanahan's head, drafted him, and then uh and then he came really really close with ownership, and a lot of people didn't like that. A lot of people didn't like that he got close with ownership, so they stopped blocking for him. And that's why I don't really have a lot of respect for Trent Williams. But you know what? I'm not gonna go into the aspect. I'm not gonna go into the aspect of that, because this is not the proper channel, and this is not the proper way. You know what I'm saying? So, um, but but uh, but yeah, I didn't really respect that. You know, I didn't. But at 214, that's pretty solid. You know, that's pretty solid. I don't know why they showing the video. Like, why I didn't even press the video. Come on, that's why I can't stand NFL.com. But 6'1", I mean, you guys, hands are straight, 214 thing. So we'll see. Everybody's, oh, he's gonna be a bust. He's gonna be a bust. He's gonna be a bust, and we got to see. It's tremendous talent since he's been in Oklahoma. So I think it was the right move for them. Um, Justin Fields went to a great organization with great stability. So good for him. But hey, let me know what you girls and guys think, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notification. Increase your notifications. We go live or drop video financially. We want to support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. Check out the NFC North playlist. More videos like this. Peace.